Anyone who thinks that slavery, in moral terms, still may have something going for it, has been completely marginalized in our society. Well, what sort of instruction do we get from the Bible on the subject of slavery? The Creator of the universe clearly expects us to keep slaves. This is true in the Old Testament. This is true in the New Testament. Jesus clearly expects us to keep slaves. Many Christians imagine that Jesus has repudiated or somehow rescinded all of Old Testament law. This is untrue. I can assure you that the ecclesiastics who were burning heretics for centuries in Europe had read all of the New Testament. But on the subject of slavery, 1 Timothy 6, New Testament, admonishes slaves to serve their masters well. Serve your believing masters all the better, and they thereby partake in their virtue. So if we think this book was written by the Creator of the universe, or if we think this book is somehow, even if written by men, unsurpassed and unsurpassable in moral terms, we should own other human beings and make them work for us. The only restraint that God urges upon us on this subject is not to beat them so badly that we knock out their eyes or their teeth. But we can surely beat them. They're slaves, after all. We should beat our children, incidentally. Proverbs 23 says, "Do not withhold correction from the child. If you beat him with a rod, he will not die. If you beat him with a rod, you will save his soul from hell." Now, I think it should go without saying that any person in 21st century America who's beating his kids with a rod is a bad parent. But if you believe this is the best book on the planet in moral terms, that's the only kind of parent you should be. So there's a basic problem here. If we hold these books aside from the rest of the human conversation, make them immune to criticism, if they are uniquely wise, then we are at the mercy of their contents.